And we are back. Okay, so we got some oxygen not included tonight. Um, as you can see, we have a little bit of a mess going on down here. I do not know what to do about it. I'm kind of just trying to figure it out as we go here. It's stupid hot in here, and I'm not sure how to cool it. Without just pumping water in. You know what? Just for funsies, since we have a save file, uh, let's break this open and see what happens. I know it's gonna put a bunch of gas in here, but I just want to see what happens. So, we'll reload after that. It's kind of cooling it. Not really, though. I was just seeing what if I was able to put in a water pipe or something in here, if I could cool this area down. Maybe a little. Okay, so maybe we do just pump water in here until it cools. I mean, the sour gas won't ever go away. I mean, we could pump the gas out. That's not that big of a deal. But we need to cool it to get some of this stuff. Like sour gas will always be gas until like negative 161. So that's not something we can do something about. But Um, I don't know if the valve is really necessary, to be honest. And we'll go without the valve. Insufficient granite. Awesome. Okay. Interesting that they could do the pipe, but not the vent. Temperatures all over the place. I don't know if this is going to be enough. I'll cancel those just so they don't bring more plastic down there. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. A bunch of liquid naphtha in there now. I don't know how I made a vacuum in here. Okay, I think that's enough water for right now. It's interesting. This piece of rock right here is really hot. Okay, let's hope that works and keeps it from getting too hot. That little bit of water I put in there basically did nothing. I guess it did cool some of this a little bit, but not really. I guess because all the rock down here is so hot. Ooh, Paku. Trying to think of who the best candidate. I don't think that's enough water for them to live. I mean, if they fell down here, they wouldn't. They would just fall into a gap. Technically, I could open the door and have them fall this way, and maybe they'd fall into there, but that's not going to last for very long either. I don't really have a tank per se that they could live in. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. They should all flop to the right. Oh, they're gonna flop different directions, huh? It's interesting. There's technically water over there, but you guys can't get past the door, so I don't know what you're gonna do. Can I relocate it? Does that work? I guess they can just flop around until they die. I'm not really sure what to do with them. Normally they just flop over to the edge and then fall down to wherever the bottom is, but... Hmm. Question is, do I add more water? Like, how do I cool this down enough to be able to get this stuff? Guess we should just try mopping while we can. Maybe that'll work. if we can clean this area up a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Now, why you guys take so little? You have carrying too. I don't get it. Which one of you guys would turn this on? Okay, lead is 327. So it has to be more than 175, right? Oh, like 180 or 90, something like that. Oh, have I just been pumping sour gas and everything in here? Oh my god. Crap. Oh, what have I done? Oh, now it's all over the place. Okay, shoot. Go back a couple cycles. I screwed that up. I put the filter there because I wanted only carbon dioxide to go up to the top of the rocket. But now I need to switch that filter out. Just have to be a straight pipe and then put a filter up at the top by the exit for the rocket. Shoot. Okay, so that needs to go. That needs to go like that. Need one way up here at the top. Okay. So, once they get this set up, that should fix our problem. Okay, we can't do anything with this until we get a launch, like one of those Trailblazer modules off of that. 5 tiles. Is that too far? That's too far. Okay, let's go back to Mira. Once we get to Altamira, then we can go back home. Okay, that's set up properly now. Oh, shoot. I have too much carbon dioxide, it'll just stop gap the whole system. Whatever, I'll figure that out later. I should figure it out now, but I just gotta wait for the steam to go away so I can get back in there. How are you guys starving? You have food in there. Oh, I see a smooth hatchling in there, though. It does take them a long time to kill one of them, though, which is a problem. And they immediately ate the meat. You stupid... Now I should probably put a filter the food to go over there. But I can't get over there easily. You know, it's fine. I don't really need to worry about the meat that bad. There's a smooth hatch in there. Shoot. Okay, that's fine now. There's a lot of mercury in here, and I don't know where it all came from. And they've been cleaning for 24 hours. You guys take a break. Someone else can take over. Did you just trap yourself? Damn it. There's a whole bunch of steam again. Where is it coming from? It's hot. Okay, you need to get out of here now. Hey, Grit, how's it going? Hope you're having a good night. Hey, you know what? It's fine. Oh, it's 10 a.m. for you? Alright. Well, then I hope you're having a good day. Okay, we gotta wait for the steam to die down again so we can actually start pumping more of that sour gas out of there and get more of this liquid out. Oh, our polluted water tank's getting full. It's not ideal. You made it back yet? Oh, you just made it back. Okay, good. I'm here. I might as well restock. Am I good in Oni? I don't know. That's a tough question. I played a lot of hours, but I don't necessarily think I'm good per se. I know there's people out there that are way better than me. How many hours? I don't know a specific number. Probably more than a couple hundred, though. I mean, I guess I could find out. $900? Jeez, okay, that's way more than me. Oh, maybe not. My total time played is 1,236 hours. So it's more than I thought. Yeah, so hey Neo, how's it going? So yeah, even with the 1,200 hours I have, I guess, uh, I would still consider myself a beginner. Type of brick? What do you mean? You guys go through all your sand already? Jesus. They go through so much sand here. Alright, I guess we can let this fill up a little bit. We're not in a super hurry to bring this back, because I still have to make a bunch of glass for them to take over. No mods, and it's all the DLCs except for the new Bionic one. So this is running the Frozen. That's why my base planet is the Sub-Zero one, and why I have this thing. And then I'm also doing the Spaced Out at the same time, which is really difficult. I don't know if I would recommend doing all the DLCs at the same time. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get the Bionic one soon. I just was trying to beat the new ones first. Yeah, I figured it was something like that. I know it's not like a game-changing DLC like Spaced Out was, but I don't know enough about the new DLCs because I haven't really played them since they came out. Like Spaced Out came out right around the time that I stopped playing last time. Now that the Frosty Pack came out, I figured I might as well go back and try to beat all the DLCs. And beat is a strong word. More like, I guess, just complete their side mission thingies, like the main quests. These things. So far, I've done full steam ahead with the last colony before it died. I want to see if I can do Cosmic Archaeology and like Great Escape. Home Sweet Home isn't too hard to do. I just need to build the statue. But that requires getting all the research and stuff, so. Water's gotten way hotter. I guess because I'm pulling all of this water instead of the cold salt water. Even the salt water's gotten pretty warm too. It's interesting. All my ladders are melting now? How hot is it in there? Oh my god, it's super hot. Okay, you need to get out. Why can't you get out? Oh, because you've trapped yourself because all of the... Yep, okay. Shoot. Okay, but seriously, I need you two to get out of here, like, now. Nope. 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 You don't go in. Go over there. You guys unleashed all that steam, and now it's got to cool down before I can let you guys back in there. That's 700 degrees steam. That's a little hot. So we'll let that run for a little while. Throw some more ice in here. Now that this has gotten all out of whack because of all the hot water coming in and stuff, and all the steam from outside, probably should just run the cooling loop through here as well. It'd be way easier. But I don't want it to get too cold. This water is pretty cold. Yeah, see, this one section is like frozen now because of this water. Okay, well at least we'll have this growing again. Ooh, aluminium. Okay, this box is just going crazy right now. So much going on in here. Do need to store the liquid naphtha somewhere. I mean, I guess for now, temporarily, I could just put a reservoir down and put in a pump. Or I mean a bottle trainer. And then I can just store the liquid naphtha there until I figure out what the hell to do with it. And I need to finish building this at some point, but I don't have diamonds, so I gotta kind of wait. Still quite a bit of steam. Just lurking. It's a lot of mercury gas. I wonder if I ran the cooling just up here at the top. That would work. Because I do want not have to worry about this room. It was perfect until I started dealing with this nonsense. Still not full? Oh, what? What happened to my loader? Why is it gone? What? Why did Why did it get this? What? I'm so confused. It's like they disassembled it, but I don't know why they would do that. Huh. Weird. We're out of dirt over here, which is weird. We had a water too? Oh, shoot. It's okay, we can ship some over. I don't know what to do about the polluted dirt problem, though. mean, yeah, rock piles can go in there, but that's about it. Yeah, I probably should just turn these back on. Just until this fills back up. We are almost through our water supply though, so that's a problem. Mostly because we're trying to keep this running. That's where almost all of our water goes. But we did manage to get mostly breathable air everywhere. Do need to get into this ice somehow. Guess we kind of got to wait for this to go down a little bit more. It's cut straight through. Once we get the ice, we can, I don't know if we want to just try to open this up, fill it with ice, and see what happens, or it's a better solution that I'm just not seeing. I mean, I guess technically I just make a hot box again. Doesn't really work that great. Still enough steam in here that if I open this up, it's just gonna ruin my piping. But it can never float over there because of the stupid wall of water. Guess I don't have a lot of choice. I kind of have to just open this up. Whoa, why is ventilation blocked? What? Ah, I knew it. I knew this was going to be a problem. Uh, although I guess that does kind of help us out a little bit since this can't suck the steam. Once I get this box finished, it should help too because then it's not exposed to 800-degree rock. But it's going to take them a minute. You still alive? You are still alive. Huh. I wonder why there's just water in here. Why are you sleeping there? Yeah, that's some hot temperature. And it's only 0.03%. They must have put something in there that's like 500 degrees or something. Probably should have made that out of a steel. We'll see how much of a problem that is. Since I don't technically need the liquid naphtha, I don't really care. I just kind of want it out of the box. So Yeah, I have a really shitty mic. It cuts out on me sometimes. Uh, yeah, so basically this is just a steam turbine setup. That's the whole point of the DLC is to get this running. You put steam turbines on these things and you pump water in it. It basically gives you free power at no cost because you can just pump these back into this. So the steam turbines just vent all of their liquids back into this and it just runs forever. You never have to put more than the 12 tons of water in there. But as you can see, I'm running into problem after problem because all this is 1,000 degrees. So I have to like figure out how to cool this, get all this gas out of there, and then I can finish setting it all up. But this has just been an ongoing process for several days now that is just killing me slowly. And then there's nothing really over on this planet. Oh, oxygen? Oxygen is super easy to deal with. You just need to build one of these. Where is it? This thing. This is a super simple setup. It will basically provide you more oxygen than you ever need, ever. So what you do is you build a box. Like, yeah, look, there's 7,000 kilograms of oxygen in here. You'll never need oxygen more than that. Okay, so this is like, I don't know if it's necessarily a bug, but it's something that people found out that you can make infinite storage things. So let me pause for a second. Okay, so like if you look up here, this is an infinite storage container. It will hold an unlimited amount of water. Like normally you're limited by like the container, and if there's too much water, the pressure will break it. But you can do something like this with airflow tiles, so technically the water never touches the ground because it's on an airflow tile, so it kind of like floats like that. And if you keep an air pocket like this above where your water is and like where your vent is, this will be able to pump water in here indefinitely. So similar principle with the electrolyzers is that if they're covered with a certain amount of water, they can't be overpressure, so they will just run forever, which is what you're seeing right now. So basically you take 200 kilograms of polluted water and 200 kilograms of regular water, because that's all you really have access to in the beginning. I mean, you could use any two liquids, but polluted water and water are the easiest to get at the beginning. You fill that, and once that has that amount of water, this will never be overpressure and it won't be flooding, so it'll just run forever. And you do the same thing with gases too. I have an infinite gas chamber somewhere. I don't remember where I put it. Let's see, liquid. Maybe I don't have one on this colony, but you can do the same thing. Like, if you look inside here, I was making an infinite gas chamber for my rocket before I ran into an issue and I just left it full. But if you put like 2 kilograms of water over a vent like this, which is a very limited amount of water, that's why I used the liquid meter valve. I mean, you can technically just do it without the valve. You put in the 200 kilograms and then like 3 or 4 squares away, you just mop until there's just a little bit of water left in here, like just under 2 kilograms, and this will vent gas forever. That's why you can see that there's like 50 kilograms of oxygen in here. I didn't I don't. It doesn't like overpressure because like the other vents, like these vents overpressure at 2,000 kilograms, and the high pressure vents overpressure at 20 kilograms. But as you can see, you can get way more than that just by using this little glitch, I guess. So with air, when you have one of these systems running, this is self-contained. So you never you get all the oxygen you ever need. You produce enough hydrogen to give yourself a little bit of extra power. Technically, you produce just a little bit more hydrogen than you use with this system. It's a 1-to-1, so one generator per electrolyzer. You can put as many electrolyzers as you want, but like a double system like this gives you too much oxygen, honestly. That's why, like this planet, I just made a little single one like this. And there's still 500 kilograms of oxygen in here. Well, with dupes, when you're new, you kind of like try to get as many dupes as you can. But as you play, you'll realize that having large amounts of dupes is not good. You won't have enough food or oxygen or anything. So like when you first start out, you never really want to have more than 4 until you have a sustainable oxygen and food source. You can use like if you're playing the base game, hatches are really good. Hatches are like the best food source because you can turn them into smooth hatches, which will just give you refined metal, so you don't have to use a refinery. But eventually, you'll have a setup like this for your refineries, so that you can make stuff indefinitely. Yeah, oxygen is a pain in the early game. Once you learn how to make a an oxygen box, you'll be fine though. You make one of these and you never have to worry about oxygen. It's just getting the materials to be able to make one of these. The saunas? I don't know. I haven't really built any of the extracurricular stuff because I've just been too focused on trying to fix problems that I've caused myself. But yes, Dark. You're gonna end up resetting a lot. Like this is my 7th colony now. With running all the DLCs at the same time except for Bionic. So you just kind of get used to having to restart over and over again. But it's not end of the world. And the base game is way easier than DLCs, so I would play the base game until you're really comfortable. I don't know what an SMOP is. I mean, when you've played for a while, spaced out is fun because you have a much more intricate research tree, which kind of makes you, it kind of pushes you to do stuff and get out of your comfort zone. Oh, spawn. Okay. I mean, honestly, if you want like tutorials, I would check out someone called Francis John on YouTube. He's given me some of the most in-depth uh, tutorials. That guy has like tens of thousands of hours in this game, and he makes really good videos. So I would check him out. He's the one who gave me the blueprint for this volcano taming thing, which will eventually turn into a petroleum boiler, which is a whole other bag of worms. Yeah, that was the same problem I had. I hadn't played in a really long time. They added a bunch of new stuff, so. Ooh, a tungsten volcano. That's where that's at. That's the radioactive planet I see. There's not really a lot more out there. I can just send this person back. I don't know if they got sent back or not, to be honest. Let me save before I do this, because I have a feeling this is going to backfire. Like, I don't want to have to keep putting ice in there to melt it. It's stupid. So, let's find out if this works. I need to add more petroleum to this loop now. I mean, technically, I guess I could use polluted water, but... Alright, that's cooling the lights and the equipment. Hopefully that should make a difference. I don't know, to be honest. I do have to figure out how to get more petroleum in this loop. I know what I can do. I can just add a bottle filler right there. Wondering if I should add more water in now to try to cool it. Or if I should remove these hot bricks first. I personally would not use puffs for your source of oxygen. It's doable, but it's rather complicated. I think it's better to just stick with your with one of these builds. Cuz I don't really like there are other ways to make oxygen. It gets really complicated trying to do it like long-term sustainable. Yeah, it's definitely a want, not a need to do those things. Uh, I don't know if you can make slime tiles consistently, but yeah, this by far is by is like hands down the method to use. Um, just because it doesn't take anything other than water, and water is relatively easy to come by. Now you can use electrolyzers without this setup and without flooding it, but it's not nearly as good. I mean, to get used to the game, I guess you could just throw down an electrolyzer and then plug it in, and it will work just fine. It'll give you oxygen. It'll fill up your base with oxygen, just fill up the top with hydrogen. You can put some pumps up there with filters if you really wanted to. But I mean, like, this is like the ideal way to solve your oxygen problems. But it's not the only way. But it is the one that most people use. Like, I don't think that I would be able to get really far in the game without using one of them. So, but if you're just looking to make oxygen on the short term and not like worrying about getting to cycle 1000 or whatever, then just put an electrolyzer down. Well, yeah, well in the Frosty pack you can you get the whatchamacallits, these things, the aloe vera, which is an alternate way. Yeah. You can use aloe vera because they produce oxalite, and then the oxalite you can put into like little containers or put in a chest or whatever. But yeah, I would definitely go with this. But I mean, like, if you just want to see what it's like, just plug an electrolyzer, put one down on in your base somewhere, plug some water into it, and then let it fill your base up with oxygen. Uh, Granite, it gives you a bonus to your decor. That's why everybody uses it for like their rooms and stuff, so that you're maximizing the amount of decor that you have, because decor really affects like the morale of your dupes. So let's see. I don't know if it shows decor on here. You'd have to go through like stress factors and stuff. Yeah, see, they have an average decor of like -95. That's because I don't have these statues or anything built. But like you can see that even without these being sculpted, you can get pretty high decor, and that helps with their morale. But like if you're insulating something, you want to use igneous rock because it's like the slowest to heat. I know there's like end game stuff that's better, but I don't really think about that because I never really make it that far. Yeah, if you go to make a tile, like if you look under it, it says decor plus 20%, and like each individual thing has a purpose. So like ceramic is an insulator, which is really good instead of like igneous rock. For like the higher end builds where you have things that are going to be really, really hot, you can use ceramic instead. Or if you want something that's going to, like a thermally reactive substance, such as gold or whatever, you use those in specific locations like, see all this? It's all gold because anything that goes through there will change temperature faster. So if you use a thermally reactive substance like sedimentary rock or something, the temperature changes will change faster. So all that stuff matters. But it takes a long time to like learn what does what and why you use certain things. A lot of times in the beginning you just like follow other people's blueprints and like the way they've built things, and then you'll slowly figure out how to do it on your own. Like this design isn't necessarily something that I came up with. I found I think it was Francis John that showed me that you can fill these with water, and then somebody else showed me. Somebody in chat talked about the infinite water storage things, which I already knew the principles of because I've had problems with like this, or a vent gets flooded and just fills forever. So that kind of stuff makes a difference. Yeah, I mean it's just a learning process. I mean, you slowly will learn what does what over time. And like when you first start out, your main goal is just see if you can get your 4 dupes or 8 if you really want to push it. But I wouldn't do more than 4 in the beginning. Once you get yourself like in the mindset of only using 4 dupes, it takes longer to build stuff and like clean stuff up and do other things like that. But once you're used to it, like you'll see the big difference of the fact that your oxygen lasts like forever now, and your food doesn't go as quickly. Like I have 3 million calories because I'm using berry sludge, but like if I didn't, I have very little food. Even with ranching. Well, my whole planet is deep freezer. That's why I don't really worry about it. But yeah, you can. There's lots of things you can do. Like you can. The way when I play the base game and I'm not playing on the frozen planet, I usually make a small little cutout pit like this, and then I carve out those squares, and then I drop this in there, and in the early game when you have a lot of carbon dioxide, it'll float into the bottom of the pit and it'll keep that sterile, and so you don't have to worry about like diseases or anything like that. But once you get into refrigerators, you don't really have to worry about it. Oh yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with life slow, But I would definitely do mush fry instead. You get yourself an electric grill, and then you make the mush bars, and then you just make mush fry. And that's much better for you than lice loaf, because it's doesn't give you any morale bonus, but it doesn't take it away either like this one does. Well, I guess it's kind of the same. But mush bars just need water. And you don't have to grow anything for the food source. They'll just make mush fry forever. I mean, that's what these people are living off of. And they're just fine. But if you want to do farming, I definitely suggest your goal will be to get sleet wheat, which you get from your cold biomes, and bristleberry. Or bristle blossoms, whatever. Yeah, I used to use frost buns too until I found out how awesome berry sludge is. Berry sludge, it gives you it never it never spoils. It lasts forever. That's why it's so good. But I used to use frost buns because they give you the morale bonus. Until I found out that you can use berry sludge, and then you get a +8 versus the +4. But it's a little bit harder because you have to get bristleberry and sleet wheat. Oh, the burger one? Oh, yeah. But you need the gas grill for that, don't you? With the lettuce and the barbecue? Yeah. Lettuce is a little bit of a pain in the butt. That's why I don't really mess with it too much. I mean, I do have a little bit from whatever's growing in here, but trying to grow, like manually grow the lettuce from water weeds is just too much hassle. But like this is like the easiest thing. This is what I consider to be like the second major food you grow will be bristleberries, because bristle blossoms, because you get them really early on in the base game, and it just requires lights and water and dirt, which are all things that you'll have plenty of. Okay, they look like they're staying. Okay, let's take that down now. Alright, I think I need to add water in here to try to cool this place. It is sealed almost. Let me put in a tile there. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, if you're gonna play the Spaced Out DLC, but if you're playing the Spaced Out DLC, you kind of need the berry sludge. Yeah, I haven't played with the freeze fryer. I don't, I know, it's one of those other new things I've been meaning to get around to, but I've just haven't. Because there's a bunch of new, like, food things that I haven't done anything with, like the dehydrator, the rehydrator, the deep fryer. Mostly because they require so much extra crap that I just haven't gone into it. Like the deep fryer needs all the tallow, which is acquirable, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. Like I tried to raise these in one of my previous colonies and just did not go well. Yeah, it's super difficult. I mean, I figured out how to do it. I just don't have the patience. Like essentially you need a cold biome like this, and then you really need pipsqueaks. They're the best. Because you can just make an area and fill it with these bonbon trees near the surface and let them grow on their own. No, they should grab from a refrigerator. It shouldn't matter. Uh-oh. You guys are out of food? Why are you guys out of food? Oh, because you were out of dirt and you lost all your hatches, so you lost your main food source. Okay. Shoot. Um, food. I guess I could just send some over from here for now, I guess. Make it an emergency so they get food over there quickly. Yeah, I can make omelets, but I want them to hatch. So, and barbecue gives you more calories than the omelets do, so it's better to have that. And I can just send them berry sludge. I have so much. Well, I had 3 million and now I'm back down to 53. How much did I send over there? I sent all of it. Okay, well that was more than I expected. But that's fine. Uh, you guys gonna move this egg? You guys good now? Yeah, it's just that one. All right. Whatever. These guys have food now. They don't have to worry about it. They go through 3 million calories. I'm gonna lose my mind. And there's still plenty of food over here, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, there's plenty to learn and do. Is that because the water is too hot now? Let's pull the water out of there and see what happens. Oh, did I add too much petroleum? Of course I did. Is that enough? Nope. Still needs a little bit more. Alright, that should be enough now. Why is this still so hot? I mean, yeah, I know it's gonna be hot underneath, but how does the water? Ah. Um. That is getting colder. That's sustaining temperature. I guess I could drop another temp chip plate in there for now. You're starving now? Why are you guys there? The hell? Why is there 6 of 8? And you're cramped. Is this room not the right size? No, it is. What? How are you cramped then? Oh, because there was 3 eggs in there, that's why. this doing? About the same. Alright, I guess let's seal that off. Let's get some more water back in there and see if we can cool it down. Can't put too much water in there because then these will all be without water. Now, what do you mean unreachable toilet? Oh, damn it. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal if they pee everywhere. It's just annoying. I have gone through almost all the water now, though. So that means I gotta start getting down into this ice. I will then have to figure out what I want to do. I probably should set up a... whatchamacallit? A suit checkpoint. Because they'll freeze if they get too far down in there. But I don't have suits here. The ocean planet is okay. I wouldn't necessarily like choose that when I'm starting out, because you have to use desalinators, and it's okay, but it's not the best. Just using the base starting planet is probably the best one, Terra Firma or whatever it is, because you have access to water there and you don't have to worry about it. But you can use salt water, like you can get an ocean and set these up, but you have to research this, and it's a little ways on the tree, so you have to do a little bit of research before you can even unlock them. They are somewhere in here. Here. So you'd have to research all this and get to the level 2 supercomputer research to be able to even unlock them to be able to start getting water from salt water. So it's not recommended to start that way. I don't know if that water cooled this down at all, to be honest. It's still pretty freaking hot in there. But I mean, I'm using salt water as my main source of water because I have multiple geysers. So I have a cool salt slush geyser that comes out at -10. I have another one over here that comes out at -10, and then I have saltwater geyser that comes out at 95, which is way too hot to do anything with. So what I do is I pump all of my hot salt water into my super cold brine slush water, and then I pump that into these. Because if the water's too cold, like if it's below 0, the water will freeze when you turn it from brine to regular water. So that becomes a problem. And if it's too hot, it'll turn to steam. So you have to figure out a way to mitigate that. But like if you start on like the ocean planet, I think you just start with a big ocean, like a big ton of water that's like at cold temperature, so you don't have to worry about it. But that wouldn't necessarily be the most ideal starting point. Yeah, brine and salt water all need a desalinator. Salt water is the easiest to do, so when salt water gets pumped in, you'll just be constantly making regular water. But if you use brine, you see how it has to fill up and then slowly kick out? That's because it's emitting the brine and the salt from the water, so it takes longer. It's not as good. That's why technically you're not supposed to mix the two, but I just do it so that I can keep the temperatures regulated. And I don't really need a super ton of water. Like, as you can see, I have 20,000 kilograms of water in here right now, so I'm not hurting for water in any way. I mean, technically you can survive on all the planets. So, I mean, ideally, when you first start out, you want to start on the very first planet because it gives you access to so many resources that are really useful, like a water source and hatches for food and, bristleberries and stuff. And like the other planets don't necessarily have those things, so it's more of a challenge once you've already gotten comfortable with the game to be able to try starting out a different way. So I wouldn't necessarily go for the other planets on your when you're first starting out. just because you're going to get overwhelmed trying to figure out how to survive. Like if I were you, I would choose the very first planet and just keep playing on that one until you until you have a sustainable colony where you don't have to do anything. Like this place was sustainable until I killed all my hatches because I ran out of dirt. But that was a me problem, not the colony problem. Like the colony itself, like I never have to come here if I don't want to. They do everything that they on their own. And technically there is a more advanced way to set up the ranching system where you use 2 incubators. But that requires plastic and a bunch of other stuff, and like it's a lot more work than just having a little pit of water and drowning them all. But yeah, I would stick to the first planet until you're comfortable with like how to make food and how to make one of these, and like how to set up your initial refiner. Well, I mean the gases problem. Like you just kind of learn how to deal with that. Like on the initial planet, or like when you're doing non DLC, you can pretty much just dig down and make a big pit at the bottom, and all your carbon dioxide will go down there. You don't have to worry about it. The other gases are a little bit more complicated to deal with. But you know, you can just put it, if you have like a bunch of gas in one area, like here I have a bunch of like hydrogen up here, and if I wanted to get rid of it, I could just put a pump like up here with a filter and just pump it out if you really have a problem with it. But like hydrogen has a lot of really good uses, so like I try not to get rid of hydrogen if I can. Chlorine is a nuisance, so it's good to try to avoid that if you can. What I do is if you put something like chlorine or like the bleach stone or the oxalite, if you put them in a chest that's underwater like this, they don't emit they don't break down. So you won't produce chlorine gas and you won't produce oxygen from the oxalite. So like that's something you can do to like mitigate your problems. Like if you have to get into the chlorine biome to be able to get the reed fiber, which you need to make the Atmo suits and stuff, it's best to just put it all in a chest like that. When you're doing the base game, you always want to be digging. Like you want to dig out as everything. Like if there's resources in here, like I'm out of granite, so I should be in here digging out all this granite to have access to it. So like when you're doing the base game, you just want to be digging constantly. You want to expand everything. You want to have your your main colony, like your bedrooms and your food, your mess hall and all that stuff. Like it's best to like seal it in a box with like insulated tile on the outside. Like this technically should have the insulated tile around the outside and just have a door, and then you just keep your oxygen there, and then you don't have to worry about oxygenating the rest of the whole place. But if you build one of these things, that none of that matters. Like if you have this, you can build up, like I have almost 9,000 kilograms of oxygen in here, and if I ever get to a point where like, see how there's all this natural gas like stacked in here, I could build an air pump and pump it out and like send it into space or put it into a container like I have here. Or what I usually do is I just open this door up and release a bunch of this oxygen, and it just completely floods your base with more oxygen than you need. The reason why I don't do that, right, like I'm not doing that right now to get rid of all of this stuff, is because it'll kill all your plants. Well, I mean, it prevents them from growing, so it doesn't necessarily kill them, but they become overpressured. They can only handle, I think, 10 kilograms? Yeah, 10 kilograms of pressure. So if you're over 10 kilograms, then they won't grow, and then you kind of kill your farms. But if you don't have any farms set up and you're just using hatches or whatever your critter of choice is, most people use hatches just because they're the easiest. You can feed them dirt and they breed like crazy. Then you just flood your base, and it forces everything separate. It forces all the carbon dioxide down to the bottom, all your hydrogen and lighter gases up to the top. So you don't have to like worry about stuff like that. That's why when I build these, I build them down towards the bottom where all the carbon dioxide is, so it forces forces everything out. You don't have to worry about it. But if you don't have one of those, then it's better to make a sealed colony and then just worry about getting air for that small sealed base, and then the rest of it's not as big of a deal. From the coal generator, probably not. I mean, technically you could, I guess. They don't really get that hot. Like if you want to melt ice, it's complicated because, okay, in my last colony, I essentially, like, as you can see, this place has a ton of ice, right? But it doesn't have a lot of water. So I built a little heat box, which essentially was just a thermal aqua tuner made out of steel because it gets really hot, and then a liquid pump next to it, and I just put a bunch of ice on the aqua tuner, let the aqua tuner just get super hot, and it eventually melted the ice. But it took like 120 cycles or something to be able to melt all the ice, and then we went through the water really fast, and it wasn't efficient. It wasn't a very good way of melting ice. So it was like doable, but it took so long and so much power and so much hassle that it just wasn't worth it. If you're having a problem with gas density, like, the easiest thing to do is like just essentially seal your colony off, or dig a deep pit. If you dig a pit deep enough, then all your carbon dioxide will eventually just flow down to the bottom. That's why, like, this place, it's got so much breathable air, mostly from the polluted oxygen from the planet because of all the slime and stuff. But like, I'm pumping air in here, so like it's getting lots of pure oxygen in here too. But all the carbon dioxide and everything else flows down to the bottom because it's a heavier gas, and all the hydrogen comes up to the top. So if you have space above your colony, like, say this is like the roof of your colony and you're not building anything above it, up here, if you have a big open space, all your hydrogen will just gather up there, and then you don't have to worry about it. problem is if you have too big of an open area without some kind of oxygen room like this, or with an electrolyzer, you will have problems with air because you won't be producing enough oxygen for the space. That's why I said seal off your colony if you're only using like the oxygen diffusers or whatever. But you can just put an electrolyzer down. You don't necessarily have to build this box. Like, an electrolyzer will work without being underwater. It just has overpressure. So like if there's more than I think it's 5 kilograms. I can't remember what the exact number is, but like there's too much oxygen or hydrogen in the room, whatever area that it's in, it won't stay on. So that can be problematic, but I don't know. This is such a simple setup that right off the bat, essentially. Like here, I'll just build another one in this empty space just so you can see how to do it and you know what you need to do. Since the dupes are just doing nothing right now anyways, I'm just waiting for that room to cool. So what you need is an electrolyzer. Put that down. It can be made out of any metal. It doesn't matter. You need some tiles around it, like that. You need an airflow tile like that. And that's like your basic setup, right? And then what I do to make it easy to fill, I do this, and then I put a bottle emptier there. You can technically use, you know, a vent or whatever, but this seems to be the safest, easiest way to do it because you just need one full bottle of polluted water, one full bottle of regular water, which is way easier to do now that they have these bottle filler things. Like, this made the game so much better. And then you put in 2 gas pumps in the bottom. That's too far apart. And then 2 gas pumps up at the top. I mean, technically that's supposed to be over 1 more square, but whatever. And then I put doors at the top and bottom just to make it easier for the tubes to get in there, because there are sometimes problems with it. And then I have it offset like this. Technically you don't have to do this, because like it bothers me that it's offset. And it bothers some other people that play, so they usually just put it straight here. But then you have to deconstruct and reconstruct the gas pump every time to be able to put this bottle emptier in. So if you just offset it like that, you don't have to do that. So it's kind of like deal with it looking weird, or make it more complicated for yourself. And then you just use regular wire, go across like this, and that's one set of wiring. Second set of wiring like this. If you're doing a single like this, all of this can fit on one line if you use conductive wire, but it's just easier to use 2 of these like that. Well, and then I just put a ladder down the backside for the heavy watt wiring to connect that together. And then you need a pipe for the water, and that's it. You're done. And then you just fill this with 1 bottle of polluted water and 1 bottle of regular water, and you're good to go. You do have to vacuum out the room first, though. So, like, don't hook up this with the water line until this room is a vacuum. And by doing, all you need to do is just put like a vent on the end there and a vent on the end there. It'll suck out all whatever oxygen is in the room. It'll become a vacuum, and then you plug the water in, and then you turn it on, and then you never have to worry about it ever again. It's a really simple build that makes the difference for the game. Like, without it, the game is much harder if you don't build something like this. But that being said, you don't technically have to make that. That's just a self-controlled, self-operated, like, this will power itself. Like, this produces enough power to run this, essentially. Because this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and then a little bit extra, but these are never all on at the same time. So this 800 should be enough to run the whole system. But I usually do a double system like this, because that's 1600 watts, and that's more than enough for the entire thing. You don't have to have it attached to the main grid. You can just have this power itself, and it'll run forever. You never have to worry about it, as long as you have water. And then you'll always have oxygen. You'll always have hydrogen, which you can use for a bunch of different things. And if you need to, you can attach this to your main grid like I do, just to have supplemental power, because these aren't running most of the time. So this doesn't actually do anything unless you have, unless you need the oxygen or you need the hydrogen, which you won't really need the hydrogen because it'll just be powering this. And you won't really need the oxygen at a certain point because you'll fill up your lines. And there'll be enough air pressure in the colony itself that, like, you don't need to, like, vent the air out. Like, this whole area is just controlled by this one vent right here. And that fills it with more oxygen than I need. So building one of these is probably like your first essential build. If you can get most of the game right there. Oxygen, water, power, and then temperature. So if you can get oxygen, water, power, you're pretty much good to go. Eventually you will need to build a cooling loop of some sort for your base. This planet doesn't need it because it's frozen. As you can see, everything is like 1 degree or negative temperatures. So it really doesn't need a cooling loop. But oh, don't worry about it. I fully... Like the reason why I play games is so people can get ideas and mostly see what you're not to do, so you can like learn from my mistakes. Like, don't break into this super hot material when you have all this other liquids around, or else you'll have spend 2 days trying to clean it up like I've been. So like that's what I like. I enjoy helping people like figure out games and learn what to do and get better at them, because like like Brady was doing. Like Brady came in and he was giving me some good advice, and he's got like 900 hours in the game. I get people that pop in here that they're like, "Hey, you could try this thing, and it'll make things easier." Or, have you tried doing this? And like, it, the Oxygen Not Included community is really inclusive, so it's really helpful to each other. Like I've played other games and people are kind of nasty, but this one is pretty good. And most people, like most streamers and most people like you talk to in the community are really helpful, and they like, helping people make better builds. That's why there's a lot of like YouTube videos with people giving like instructional videos on how to make like these infinite water tanks, which are super simple, but like if you don't know, then you don't know, you know what I mean? And like I have to build a petroleum boiler, which is pretty complicated your first couple times setting it up, but it becomes super useful, so like you don't have to have somebody over there constantly making petroleum. But since these people have nothing else to do, I've kind of just let them make petroleum, because otherwise they'd all be idle and have nothing to do. So speaking of, is this rocket back so I can fill it with glass? Okay, so empty storage. What is in here? Sand? Do I care about sand anymore? I mean, I guess I could just empty the line so it's not full of sand. Then I want to fill it with glass, which I wonder if it would be easier to sweep the glass up and then ship it. Yeah, I'll do that. So we can get sand. Let's get the glass in here. Then I wonder, should I get steel and plastic as well? Not super worried about it. I mean, I should if I want to try melting stuff. Although I guess I could just use the hot oxygen vent. But I don't know if I probably would need a steam turbine to make use of this thing. Not really sure. I haven't really played with these. And I will need steel and glass over here to tame the cobalt and old volcanoes. Guess we'll just get glass for now, so I can set up the solar panels so I don't have to rely on coal, which I'm almost out of. And then we can worry about everything else after that. Ah, there it is. It's just taking forever. Oh, is this almost full of nectar now? Oh, yeah. Sweet. Perfect. I can actually start using that instead of my petroleum. That should have... Yeah, it has better heat capacity than the petroleum does. Ooh, 16 construction? Oh, but all your other stuff sucks. You guys gonna wrangle that guy or what? Oh, no power. Did you guys wrangle that guy or what? Yes. Okay. Well, this is going to take them forever to kill all those guys, but that's fine. It's free barbecue. Kill all of them too. What's my sleep weight growing? Eh. Running out of oxygen in there. That's odd. I guess I could open the door. Oh, I should just put a vent in here. It'd be easier. It still gets super hot in this one area, and I have no idea why. I even sealed it off. I just don't get it. Whatever. Okay. Are you full of glass yet? No. Why not? Because I did not check mark that. That's why. How are you do, Mobiles? Forgot about you. You have 500 data banks? I don't know exactly how many I need. 250, 400. Yeah, I guess I still need a lot. Well, sorry, Bubbles. You're stuck there for a while, I guess. Is that all the glass? I guess so. That should be plenty, I guess. You go there. Okay, once they get over there with the glass, we'll be able to set up some solar panels. Then they're not the best source of power, but they do help. So, what are you guys doing over here? Not much. All right. That side is fine now. You guys are almost out of coal. So that means no more power until they get here and build some solar panels. I do need to get in here eventually. Start getting these betas. I mean, I guess it's not super important until I want to actually do like the reactors, but I'm not in any rush to do that right away. Because I can get all the radiation I need from this. Where are you, Wanderer? Okay, what melted? Ah, that's why it melted. Okay. Hmm. All right. So now they have something to do. They can build all these, deconstruct that because that's essentially just in the way now. Um, all right, I'll just build the loader on this side. Hopefully it doesn't melt. Not sure why this side melted and this side didn't. Do you not have the skill, Catalina? No, you don't. Why does no one here have mechatronics? I know somebody did. You kidding me? It's a lot of skill points. Alright, well someone needs to have it, so he gets to, I guess. Hey, the fish actually made it somewhere. I was wondering what happened to them. It's still stupid hot in here. Oh, it got really cold, huh? Shoot. Well, that's not ideal. I don't really have a way to heat it. There goes almost all my igneous rock, but hopefully the pipes won't break anymore. Ooh, dirt. Who needed dirt? You guys needed dirt? Meteor storm. Alright. Still a lot of mercury gas. It means it's going to take forever for them to mop it up. You guys are starving now? Oh, because I'm out of iron. Maybe a little bit more iron ore, but not enough. Alright, hopefully if they can get all this stuff out of here, I can pump some more water in and then hopefully cool this place down. I mean, 600 degrees is so hot. So very hot. That's hot enough that I can fill that with water now, I think. How even did you get water in there? Okay. The meteor shower stop finally? Yes, okay. Okay. That's you. Now you are probably all broken. Oh no, slime this time. That's nice. We don't have enough power to recharge all the batteries, but we have enough to keep everything running now, I think, so that should be good. I think once all of these are in, it will make the difference. Why are you using the bathrooms inside there? Okay, once that fills up on gold, we'll take off. That's going to be boxed in until they finish sweeping up all the stuff in this area down here. But I should be able to suck out a lot of this gas to help myself out. Mostly carbon dioxide, surprisingly enough. Okay, so this is cooling the room. I hope it's not going to cool it too much, though. I can always just disconnect these and just have a straight pipe if it does end up getting too cold. This is going to keep breaking because the stupid water is too cold for it. I wonder if I put insulated pipe if it would make a difference. Alright, they're slowly starting to get all that stuff out. Okay, I think I'm going to call it here. I think I don't know if I want to say I made progress, but I've at least done something. I got most of the stuff out of this box. It's now mostly just mercury now, which I'll have to slowly pump the air out of there, I guess, after I get most of that water out. Maybe I'll just dump more fresh water in and see if that cools it down. I'm not 100% sure. It might just be easier to suck the gas out than to worry about trying to cool it and getting liquid. I don't know. We'll see. But as usual, if you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe. I've got all of my other videos up there, so if you guys want to check out my YouTube channel, there should be a link on the Twitch channel. Join my Discord, which there's also a link on the Twitch channel, and that way you can keep up, find out what time I stream at, because my streaming schedule is a little sporadic since I have kids, and it's kind of hard to find a set time to be able to do it, because they don't always go to bed at the same time and all that good jazz. So until next time, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!